Your Royal Highness, friends and colleagues. Harris and Mike extended a warm welcome to everybody. I'm particularly delighted to see so many colleagues from the education community who worked with NAS over many years, both those from the college and those from within the borough. So welcome to those colleagues. When I arrived in the borough about 20 years ago, NAS was already an established an experienced head teacher whose reputation went before him. And in that first year, Sir Peter Newsom, who had been a former Chief Education Officer in the Inner London Education Authority, was the keynote speaker at our annual conference about achievement amongst ethnic minority children. And his major theme during that speech was that if you wanted ethnic minority children to do well, they needed to be taught by good teachers and attend good schools. In other words, you didn't need to devise specific projects or initiatives. What you needed to do was to create outstanding schools that work for all children, whatever their need or their background. And NAS understood that. And he was pleased with what he achieved here at Ernest Bevin. I believe he was even prouder, because that is the man he was, with what Mike and Roxana and all the other colleagues at Ernest Bevin have achieved since he retired. He would also be very proud, and this is to echo a point that Chris made, he would also be very proud with what his family, particularly what Harris and Heine have been able to achieve with this foundation. So, well done. NAS also understood that the principles that apply to achievement also apply to headship as well. So although we've heard about that NAS's faith was important to him personally, and we know that the history will record him as being the first Muslim secondary head teacher, to the boys and the young men who attended Ernest Bevin, to the staff who worked here, to the education community as a whole, and I imagine for every one of you this evening, that was incidental. What was important, what counted, was that he was a cracking good head teacher who ran a first-class school and was an inspiration to everyone. One of the lessons one of the sad lessons that leaders learn in all walks of life is that leadership takes its toll. We've many distinguished national politicians here with us this evening, and they won't mind me saying that many prime ministers will admit that the euphoria and enthusiasm that greeted them when they reached that high office was equally matched by the decline in respect by the time they left it. That was never the case with NAS as a head teacher. The regard and the affection in which he was held grew every year while he was here and even into his retirement. And that was not just because he was good at his job, which he was, but it was also because he always had time and kindness for people. He always stood by his principles, and he genuinely cared for the young men who were in his care. NAS was one of the best. And if the foundation reflects only a small proportion of his character, it will be a complete success. Thank you very much.